It's 7:40. Let's do this. Good evening, Hampton Roads, Northeast North Carolina. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of WTKR News 3 Television, and you are watching First Warning Live, sponsored by Marco's Pizza, which, by the way, we're giving away lots of pizza today. In fact, it's pizza for a year. You might be the winner, so stay with me. I've got a lot to cover. I want to talk about the flooding concerns because we've had some of that tonight. Most recently, the extension for Dare County, this is north central Dare County, was to expire at 7. Not anymore. Not anymore. They're still getting rain. In fact, they've got up now till 9 p.m., and it affects about 4,500 people. Now, you say, well, how do you know it's 4,500 people? It's pretty simple. All I have to do is circle this area right here. This is the people affected, and this would include Roanoke Island, so it would include places like Manteo, maybe to a lesser extent Wanchese, but I want to zoom in on that. We also had a severe thunderstorm warning for the city of Suffolk and Isle of Wight that expired at 7:30. So that expired 11 minutes ago. So far, so good. It's no longer exhibiting severe characteristics. But you can see there's plenty of lightning on this screen. So if you got rain today, and I know Norfolk International had 1.83, nearly 2 inches of rain fell at the airport. Some of you had way more than that. In fact, if you take a look at these totals, I'll come back on camera for a second. This gives you at least some perspective. 2.8, 3, 3.5. Are you kidding me? That's just the Virginia Beach area. If you go down towards, say, maybe Back Bay, 4.4, but in around Chesapeake, 0.4. Less than a half inch. It depends on the neighborhood. You like how I did that? It depends on the neighborhood, who has what and how much. I mentioned 1.83 was the official measurement at the airport, but most of us don't live at the airport. Most of us don't work at the airport. So you really have to take into consideration when it rains, it pours. We talked about this yesterday, and some of you are like, yeah, it makes sense to me now. Boy, if we go down toward Elizabeth City, we had Camden, Currituck, Pasquotank until 7 o'clock. Some of these areas around Elizabeth City, the harbor of hospitality, has had about 2.5, maybe 1.6 around Nixonton, if I said that right. Parkville, about 2.7. So some of you have had a lot of rain, maybe almost a month's worth in a short period of time, but nobody maybe has this much in our local viewing area I've seen so far than maybe Roanoke Island. Not Wanchese. Why not Wanchese? Because some of these are just locally heavy in some parts, like Manteo. 7 inches? Oh, come on. Well, what if it's half right? What if the Doppler estimates are half right? That's still 3.5 inches of rain. Where are you going to put it? You got to put it down the sewer drain. It's got to go down the sewer. And some people are like, 7 inches, right? That's a lot of rain. It's more than a month's worth. But if you look at Wanchese, they probably had less than an inch the further south on southern sections of Roanoke Island. So if you're in Nags Head, they had some reported flooding around the Jockey. I was talking about Jockey Ridge just yesterday. I was talking about that on a live stream. They had some flooding today. 2.7 around Nags Head. And if you look at some of the reports, Manteo at 1 after 5, 5:01 p.m., the Manteo Police Department reported many roads were flooded. So, yeah, you got some issues. We've got some issues, no doubt. I can see clearly from here. I'll clear this off. I think there was some other notes here. Was it this one? Let me see if I could just do a quick check here. And then I'm going to get to the Marcos. I want to mention my sponsor here. Yeah, Roanoke Island Festival. This area of Manteo where the web camera showed nuisance flooding. This was at 4:15. This was like several hours ago. They had up to 2 feet on Queen Elizabeth Avenue in downtown Manteo, and cars are still able to get through, but it was still raining at this time. Some areas to the north, looks like Nags Head, multiple reports of flooding on East Dune Street, and so it goes. So you got a lot of water, a lot of concerns, and in some cases, it doesn't want to go away, at least not yet, so we have to be patient, be mindful that we still have some flash flooding concerns. Roanoke Island, flooding of secondary roads across the northern end of the Roanoke Island, water on Driftwood Drive as well. So how, you can't get much more, maybe you can get more specific, but I'm just trying to make it real simple that we've got some issues. Now, I also want to kind of pull back a second because I can't do this without having a great sponsor. And our sponsor is Marco's Pizza. They've got 5 convenient locations that want to give you some free pizza. Yes, free pizza. All you have to do to register is WTKR.com. That's our webpage. Marcos, but 3 in Virginia Beach, 1 in Greenbrier, Chesapeake on Kempsville Road, and 1 in Norfolk. These locations are the contest locations because you could go anywhere in the Tidewater area or Hampton Roads or anywhere in the country where there's a Marcos. That's great. But one of the nice things about these contests is that we're giving away free pizza at these locations. Pozzoli is a great lunch item. Go to marcos.com. The Magnifico is what we're giving away during this live stream, which means because I last checked it's July, I'm going to circle, you can kind of like put a punch hole in July once you get your 1 large, 1 topping, monthly pizza for a year. That's pretty cool. And once if you had it June already, you get X marks the spot there, and then you still got August, September, all the way through next year. So you get 12 months. And now I'm going to be giving away the winner. You may be surprised if you're the winner, but you're also a winner if you want to get half off your Marcos bill. Yes, you could go to WTKR.com, actually Marcos.com, and use the promo code WTKR50. So whether it's salads, hot wings, maybe it's a 2-liter Pepsi, maybe it's a cauliflower gluten-friendly pizza crust, maybe it's a Pozzoli, maybe it's a deluxe pizza, whatever it is that you want, you get the full pizza for half the price. And why would they do that? Because they love weather and they want to be able to reach out to you. They're very community oriented. This I know because I've had about 3.5, 4 years experience with Marcos. So love the fact of what they're doing. But we got to get back to the weather. I am going to be announcing some winners here momentarily, so bear with me. I want to show you the radar picture once again. And you can clearly see some of these are slow moving. And it's because of that trough that's back across Raleigh right now that's causing some of the issues. I'm looking at some other notes that might be coming on here. Let's see here. Maybe this note's from yesterday, but I can at least fly in here. This is Taj Brunt says he's ready for fall. Taj, I'm with you right there. With all this rain, it's very humid. Some would say make it stop. I wish I could, but if you have a comment, let me know because we'll put Taj Brown's picture on here. We can put your picture and your comment. Would love to say hi to you. I got another note yesterday, I believe it was from Tristan. He says he does crazy things for Marcos Pizza. I'm right there with you, Tristan. I do crazy, especially if I can get that WTKR50 promo code because it's better than a coupon. But thank you, Tristan, for sharing that with us. Let's get back to the maps itself because what we're looking at is heavy rain, locally heavy rain that's affecting many parts of the area. I'll get back to that radar image here in just a few moments, so bear with me. I want to show you, let's see what else we got here. Oh, flood watch. Is there a flood watch? Yeah, in addition to all the drama that's happening right now over here, right? All these spots around Roanoke Island, there's a flood watch over here from yesterday's damage because they got hammered in some of these counties in central North Carolina, parts of Virginia. So if it seems like it's a weird thing, why is there a flood watch there? Because they got hit pretty hard yesterday, and hence they're keeping that in effect, it looks like, until 2 a.m. Friday morning. Meanwhile, the temperature and the heat index, because we're looking at both, it's now 77 in Virginia Beach. It feels like it's about the same, but might feel maybe it's 5 degrees warmer in Gloucester. That's the heat index. A lot of these thunderstorms and rain showers have actually cooled things down quite a bit, no doubt about that. I'm just checking in here to see if I have any other new comments. I'm multitasking. Is that what you're doing? I'm trying to multitask. It's not easy, but I'm doing my very best to let you know. Oh, and Kim Thompson-Jones says, I've never had Marcos, but she says she's willing to try. I think when it's free Marcos, it's even better, right? Or if it's half off, it's even easier to try something. Oh, I haven't tried the Greek salad, or I haven't tried the Pozzoli. You have all options on the table when half the bill is taken off when you get to the checkout at marcos.com. All right, so go back to the maps. I want to go back to these temperatures. It is very, very sticky. Now, you know, last week we had, Chantal over the weekend. I was actually off Monday and Tuesday, so I just wanted to let you know there is nothing, come back on camera, nothing right now, nothing in the Atlantic right now that's causing any concern. So for the next 7 days, that's their language, for the next 7 days, there is no Dexter. There is no Aaron for the next week or so. Could that change in less than a week? It's been known to happen. Could it change like tomorrow? Maybe, but right now at 7:49, we have only these 3 storms now in the rearview mirror. Does that make sense? I'm just trying to make it simple because Dexter is the next name on the on-deck circle, followed by Aaron, and we usually see things ramp up around the 10th of September. That's where that spike is. What am I looking at? The spike up here. Up here is the spike. That's about September 10th, when you typically see in late August, early September, a big ramp up where people say, I have never seen so many tropical storms in the Atlantic. Well, it's usually because it's had all summer long to heat up the ocean and these kind of coincide with history. Weather headlines: scattered storms Friday, highs near 90. 90? That's kind of where we were today. We hit 88 officially today. Let's check in here and see if I can get you on the screen, because I know there's some more comments coming in. I just need to check it out. Let's see here. Let me go back to, let's see here. Let's see, go back on this screen here, turn this off. But the other note was, when it rains, it pours again. So some of you are like, I didn't know that was possible. Yes, it is definitely possible for this to happen. So we want to make sure that you're mindful of that. I'm going to come back and see if I can grab some other notes here. Let's see here. So if this does not do me justice, let me come back and see if I can get my on the screens. Oh, I see what's happening. I see what's happening. It's using the same moniker I used yesterday. When it rains, it pours. It should have said flash flooding concerns. That's what threw me off. That's what threw me off. But hopefully this will set everything straight, and I'll get the comments back on the screen. So if hopefully that will settle the score and I can get you back on the screen. And the last one is the weekend outlook. It's going to be sticky. And I got a note here from Kim Thompson. Kim Thompson-Jones saying she's never had Marcos, but she wanted to try. So one of the things we're trying to do here is just trying to experiment, make things a little easier, because a lot of us live on this thing, right? This thing is our phone. We rely on it too much, baby. Have you ever gone a whole day without having your phone? Have you ever walked around the block without having your phone? Some people feel like I feel exposed. I feel naked if I have to walk around the block without my phone. I mean, I remember a time when we didn't have phones, but that's because I'm old like a fossil. But this is one of the things I encourage you to do, is share these links so that you can get the weather information that you need, and in some cases, some free Marco's Pizza, which I'm about to announce here in just a few moments. Bear with me. It is 7:51. Weekend outlook near 90, sticky with a few storms. All of that is taking place here at this moment. If you got a comment, let me know. I'll do my best to put you on the screen. I got beach forecast, surf height 2 to 3 feet. The low, rip current risk tomorrow, and usually that coincides with low tide, which tomorrow happens to be at 2:30. So 2:30 tomorrow is when the low tide occurs, expecting highs pretty close to 90. At least we're going to try and attempt to get to 90 degrees as best we can. I'm just going to put a note in here. Let's see if this will go through. I think it will. Hopefully it'll populate. And one of the nice things that we can do with this system, again, we're just trying to include everybody who's on the call, do my best to highlight you on the screen. Usually temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s this time of year. Clearly there has been some issues with maybe some are a little bit cooler with these northeast winds, but that's an average for Virginia Beach. The severe weather threat today was for Elizabeth City, Duck, Edenton, and Ahoskie. But one of the things you'll see once we go into tomorrow, it disappears. I believe it disappears. It does. There's nothing to see here on Friday, so we may see heavy rain in spots, but I don't expect to find severe weather tomorrow, and neither does the Storm Prediction Center. Saturday, same situation, not probably a problem. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's see here. Oh, Nicole says, oh, it's a great discussion. I love this. She says, safety concerns. I love this. Safety concerns leaving without a phone. True, this is true, and some people feel that it's also, maybe the flip side of that coin is that maybe it's a little bit liberating, right? Because of so much screen time. If we say, I wish I had spent more screen time over my vacation. No, I usually don't think that. Maybe you do, but I just think there's also some great opportunity to maybe just give yourself some latitude. But I thank you very much, Nicole, because I think it's a great perspective. And for I have 2 daughters, I know that safety is a big issue. And of course, my wife will carry her phone virtually everywhere, just wants to make sure everybody is accounted for. I get that too. All right, severe weather Saturday, not an issue. We already covered that. Let me show you the big picture. Can we do that? There is a lot of severe weather going on right now across the Midwest. I'm looking at Nebraska. Now, we have a lot of military here in Hampton Roads, Northeast North Carolina, so it's sometimes nice to know, well, what's going on back home? And I don't know where home is for you. You can always let me know in the comments. I can make a point to zoom in on some of these areas. But I'm looking at maybe toward Casper, Wyoming. Looks like they got a severe thunderstorm warning. If I zoom in a little bit tighter, by even give me the specifics, it looks like it's Albany and Converse counties till 6 o'clock. Perhaps that's mountain time. But if we go back, yeah, it's near Denver. So we assume it's mountain time. And then you go back toward Missouri. Actually not Missouri, Iowa, excuse me, just to the east of Waterloo. There's some severe weather here. It looks like they also have possibly, is that a tornado warning? It looks like they've got severe thunderstorm warning until 7:15 with a tornado possible. and some other issues too. I don't know if that one is actually showing up clearly as a tornado warning, but there's also activity going on around Chicago that could affect some flights who might be flying in and out there. But if you have family in the southeast, that's what's popping up tonight. Clearly there's more severe weather going on in South Carolina. I'm looking out toward Myrtle Beach. This particular one runs for Florence, Horry County, and Marion County till 8:30. So if you've got a call, a lot of message for me, let me know. I'll do my best to say hi to you. Just to give you an example how this would work, it's real simple. If you've never put in a comment during this live stream, love to say hi to you. We'll put your picture, the one that Facebook provides, and put your comment right on the screen. Very easy. I can even highlight it so that everybody can hear it and we can magnify your voice. That's kind of how this is designed to work. And hopefully if you watch it on delay, it has some utility as well, because I know that most people will watch it later. Now, as far as the rainfall, are you kidding me? Yes, I'm not kidding you. So far, we've picked up 2.6 inches of rain for the month, and that's because we had nearly 2 inches, and that was as of 5 p.m. at Norfolk International. We picked up about a half inch on July 2nd, about just under 1/3 of an inch on July 3rd, but they total up to 2.60. And this is a very soggy month. Usually, with all the summer thunderstorms and the high humidity, we average, are you ready for this? We average over 6 inches of rain in the month of July. So take that into consideration. Take that with a grain of salt. That's just kind of where things are. Our high temperature today hit 88. Didn't quite hit 90, but we hit 88 today. So this was technically a below average day, although it didn't feel like it. I'll show you more of where we've been in a moment. 88 in Suffolk, 87 Hampton, saw a high of 87 in Virginia Beach. And the record high goes back to 1876 and 1992. We hit 102. I keep track of records. I like to keep notes. That's just one of the things I like to do is keep notes. By the way, we hit 88 degrees at 11:20 a.m. local time. 11:20 a.m. is when we hit 88, and then we cooled because of the storms, and we started off at 71 degrees this morning at 6:24. So if you weren't up at 6:24, you probably missed out on the coolest part of the whole morning, which was 71 degrees. And sometimes it probably didn't even feel like 71, but that's sometimes the way it goes. And these little blue squares really do not indicate or show or demonstrate how sticky it has felt. I mentioned yesterday that we've had one day at 90 in April. That was April 6th. We had 2 in May. We had a whopping 12 in June. And the hottest day so far, if I'm not mistaken, is right here, June 26th. It hit 99 degrees. So we haven't been that hot anytime this previous part of the year. We did hit 95 yesterday, 96 on the 8th. So that's where things stand. That's a total of 18. We typically see half of July if you want to round this up, and we like to do that. This comes by way of the National Weather Service of Wakefield. Typically you get 15 days if we round up. 15 days at 90, and we usually see about 36. So the month's worth or a little more than is not uncommon. It's typical for at least this time of the year. Just wanted to line that out. Oh, let's see if I got Damien on here. Is he going to show up on the screen? You know, yes, he did. Damien, I got to give it to you. He's patient. He's number one. I think you're number one, Damien. I think you're number one, my friend. I know you've got these great, cool pictures, emojis, whatever you want to call them, memes. I think they're fun. They're a lot of fun, and he has a great sense of humor too, because I can see he's laughing. He thinks that's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. But you know what? Let's get to the pizza. Can we do that? Because that's no laughing matter. Some people are hungry and they don't want to say, would you please just get to the pizza? I'm gonna do that. We're gonna get to the pizza right now. All right, so let me get down to the screen here. I got to scroll down to my thumbnail. We're going to be giving away free Marco's Pizza for a year. The winner has been randomly selected. What are we missing here? Let me see if I fly back in. I think what we're missing. Oh, I know what we're missing. We're missing the confetti. Yay! Some confetti. Winner, chicken dinner is actually pizza, winner, Deck. Is that your name? Deck Hankins from Virginia Beach. Congratulations to you. Deck, if you're on this call live, which I've yet to meet the winner actually live watching at this precise time, because, sometimes people are busy, but if you watch it later, Deck, just want to congratulate you because you have just won a free pizza for a year certificate. It's going to be sent to you in the U.S. mail, which means you're going to have soon, very soon, a certificate that looks like this, and you can X marks July, and then next month you get one for August and so on. So you get 12 months. That's one large, one topping pizza monthly from Marco's for free. You don't have to pay anything for it. We just want you to have some pizza and also to provide your family. If it saves you some money, then it's a great thing. We can also save everybody some money, whether you're a winner tonight or not, because I still have to give away 10 free pizza pies from Marco's coming up here in a moment. But you could still use the promo code at marcos.com, which is WTKR. Those are our TV call letters. And then the number 50, that'll take half off your bill on anything in the store, so to speak. Anything at Marco's. But you got to use, as I mentioned before, you got to go to the 5 locations we're talking about. The 3 in Virginia Beach, 1 in Kempsville Road, Chesapeake, and Norfolk. So it is now 8 o'clock straight up. We have already given away the free Marco's Pizza for a year, but we still have big winners. Ooh, gather round, gather round. 1 free, 1 topping. I believe there's 1 topping included in this. I just didn't have space in my marking spare. So it is 1 free, 1 topping large Marco's Pizza. Are you ready for this? Give me the winners. Give me 2 of them. We'll go 2 at a time. A drum roll, please. Alice Stone from Chesapeake. Congratulations. You just won a free 1 topping large Marco's Pizza, as did Ann Scott from Virginia Beach. But we're not done there. We have 8 more to give away tonight. These are individual pizzas, individual pies that are going to you and to your mailbox. You will have this certificate to go to get a free pizza. Love it. Number 3, who's on the screen? Audrey. I want to call out your name, Audrey. Congratulations, Audrey O'Grady. You're in Norfolk. You just won some free pizza. I'm telling you what, that's a sweet deal. Beverly Caruso in Virginia Beach, also a big winner today and tonight. And we have some more. Cyrus. Hello, Yorktown. Cyrus Edlow is a big winner for 1 large, 1 free, 1 topping Marco's Pizza, as is Debbie Hendricks in Chesapeake. Oh, boy, Marco's is generous. I know we've probably given like 60 of these things away. Can't give enough away. Here comes some more. Ready? Number 7 is Deborah Klieger in Virginia Beach. You mean Deborah gets a pizza? You get a pizza. You get a pizza. You get a pizza. James Waldron, Pocosin. We got to keep it real. Pocosin is now representing with a free pizza. And last but not least, number 9, number 10 is Ronald Kreinbrink. I think I said that right. Virginia Beach, you are a winner, my friend, as is Rosaline Tatum in Norfolk. You just won a free pizza. So if you want to say, I didn't win anything, you look at the names on the screen. These could be your neighbors. And if you're Deck Hankins, you're the grand prize winner for this week. Love that, because this gives us a chance to kind of maybe introduce you to Marco's. They love weather, I love weather, and I love being able to protect the lives of property by getting you informed with the first warning. And I got some big first warning things to share with you. Let's get back to the maps. And I've got some cool things at the end here. It's now 8:02. We've been talking about Norfolk's 90-degree days. We've had 18 so far. We have something else free to give to you. News 3, first warning weather. Have multiple sources for information, because let's face it, sometimes, as Nicole may remember, sometimes your phone loses charge. Right? If you lose charge on your phone, that's not making everything work. But anyway, having a no-weather radio is a great backup, so you can keep the notifications flowing. Temperatures right now, 77 in Norfolk. It is 77 in Suffolk. We've had some rain-cooled air. It's 73 in Chesapeake. Kitty Hawk, want to say hi to you. Hello, Kitty Hawk. It is 72. A lot of rain in Manio. Maybe even their thermometers not even showing up where I didn't get into their temperature. They've had a lot of rain. 77 in Hampton right now. Cape Charles is currently at 77 degrees. If we move this a little bit further, the feels like temperatures are kind of in the same ballpark. They're in the upper 70s in some cases, maybe a little bit stickier there in Williamsburg at 83 and Emporia at 86 degrees. Dew points are off the chart. Ooh, it feels like the swamp. If it's 70 plus, which most of us are, I'm looking at Franklin, you're at 68. That feels probably a little bit better than the 77 in Ahoskie and in Jackson. But when you are in the mid 70s, that's oppressive. That's the gold standard for humidity, usually when it's above 70, 75, or even dare say 80. It's just downright miserable, and that's kind of where things are at the moment. You can see these numbers as my telestrator will illustrate back from New York City. Where can we draw this? Even just around the Knoxville area, we'll include Nashville. I'm just kind of circling the areas around the mid-70s. So this is the sticky stuff. Columbus is at 71 too, but you really don't have much dry air to work with. So if you think things are going to change tonight, tomorrow, you're going to be mistaken. You're going to be sadly mistaken or disappointed. I don't want you to be disappointed, but this is why it's so uncomfortable, because we're in the unpleasant territory. And for the next 5 days, I see it like this. I see it 73, 73, 73, 75, 74. It doesn't change much. And until we get a change in the pattern, I think it'll come in about 10 days or 9 days from now, we have some hope that we can drop those dew points just a wee bit. Temperature right now in Knoxville, I've been here 15 years in Knoxville. That's where I was. But now I've been here a little more than 4 months in Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads, Northeast North Carolina. I love all these areas and all points in between. Maybe you don't know about me, I spent 4 years in Rochester, New York. I worked in Philadelphia for 4 years, my hometown market, because I'm from Delaware. And I worked and went to school, NC State in Raleigh, and I went to Huntington, Charleston, met my wife, and worked there. So I've been in a lot of places, and Lexington, most recently during the pandemic. So there's probably very few places that I don't know a little bit about. And I lived in Wilmington for 4 years, Wilmington, North Carolina, during my quote-unquote acting days. By the way, temperatures are looking pretty toasty. Oklahoma City's at 91, Phoenix is at 113, and Las Vegas at 108. So you've got some hot weather, no question about that. If you've got a comment, leave me a message. I see quite a bit. Let's see, Jackie says hi. I got Jackie on here. She says hello. I want to say hi to Jackie. Jackie's got her beautiful picture there. Jackie says hi. I just want to have a conversation with someone who I know is watching. If you won some pizza, Jackie, great. Maybe I didn't see a Jackie Alexander, but maybe you can win out on the pizza for the 50% off, right? Anything that they sell. And it's only good through Saturday, because that's why they call it the deal of the week. Every time we have a new week, we get a new promo code. And I should mention, as kind of a programming note, this was a half week because I had some vacation on Monday, Tuesday. Now, I'm going to be working this weekend. We've had to shuffle some schedules. I'm working Saturday and Sunday, but I'm going to be off Monday, Tuesday next week because I'm working this weekend. So we're going to have another half week, but a different promo code. I encourage you to check it out because I know it's going to be fun. We got a lot of weather still to go through here, and I got, 8:06 here on the clock. This is what I love to show you in terms of future temperatures. At 850 millibars, or 5,000 feet, we have a pretty good idea of how cool it's going to be, perhaps through Canada. If we could tap into some of these light greens and blues, probably not likely in July, but boy, if we could just get a sliver. Who's up for a sliver? I'll take a sliver of dessert, something like that. Okay, you want a sliver of cool air, some of the yellow. This is July 19th. I mentioned yesterday. Maybe that could shave a few degrees off the dew points, off the lows. That would make it up. What if it got into like mid 60s? You'd feel like that was better. Like, oh, that's a little easier to take than the 75. I'll take 65. Yeah, some of those numbers, some cooler weather, would suggest that happens in about 9 days from now, right? But then once you go into the 20th, it might be short-lived because some of the yellows and some light oranges in New York State, there is that indication we could get just enough of a change where it makes it a little more easier to take, a little less burdensome. That's what I expect to find as we head toward July 20th and 19th. By the way, I did my homework because that's kind of who I am. I wanted to go back and look and see how hot did it feel this week. Did you know on Monday, when I was off, I went back and looked, it felt like 99. But then on Tuesday, I was still off, 108. We had a 77 dew point, and the temperature was like 96. It was crazy. 108. Then it was 103 yesterday. Today, we hit 88 officially, but it felt like 93. So, like I said, it all is in the matter of perception, much like wind chill is in wintertime. You can't necessarily bank records on how it felt. The wind engineers are great to give us how it feels, but let's face it, heat index is not the actual temperature. And by the way, the temperature and heat index trend for the next 5 days is on your screen. I think we're going to be around 90 Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and pretty close to it Monday, Tuesday. But the feel like will be closer to triple digits, so we can tack on probably 8 to 12 degrees no matter where you are in Hampton Roads or Northeast North Carolina. That's just the way I see it. Rain chances are going to pull back. I'm full of good news. Oh, you mean you're going to drop the rain on Saturday and Sunday? That was very nice of you. I'm doing my best. Because you have outdoor events, I've got outdoor events, even though I'm working. I want you to get outside and stretch your legs, and I don't want you to have to look over your shoulder for storms. But they'll double back up Monday, Tuesday. There's a block of time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think we've got a good chance of going back to about 60% chance even on Wednesday. By the way, here we go back to the maps over here. This is the rainfall forecast. I love these tools, but you got to know their limitations. Right? Even though this is the Euro model, it suggests we're going to get a half inch or a quarter inch. But we saw today, ask the friends in Manio. You saw today, ask the people in Virginia Beach. How much rain did you get? Probably well exceeded what the models were suggesting. They're great for guidance, but they're not gospel. So they're not going to tell you what every individual neighborhood should get, might get, or will get. But when it's this humid, you can assume you're going to get high precipitable water values that will produce anywhere from 1.5 to 2 inches in a heartbeat if you're not careful. So even tomorrow, no severe weather expected from the Storm Prediction Center, but we still have that potential that when it rains, it will pour. So even though this suggests just a 1/4 inch of rain in Southside, that's nothing. But what if you get over 1.5 inches tomorrow? Then you'll be like, I didn't see that coming. I'm trying to tell you, see that coming. Because the rainfall potential in these products, they have utility. I'm not trying to dismiss them as garbage. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. But these models will only suggest maybe an average, and they're not going to necessarily pick up an individual storm. I hope that helps. Eastern Shore of Virginia shows the temperature at Onancock tomorrow about 85, Bloxham 84, our friends in Exmoor 85, Cape Charles beautiful down there, up there around 84. High UV index tomorrow. If you're in Duck, about a 40% chance of rain, 82. Nags Head 83, they could probably need some drying out because they've had a lot of rain in Manio, as we've already highlighted. 84 for Rodanthe and about 83 for Ocracoke and Hatteras. As we round out the weather segment here, want to talk about it now. It's 8:10. Understanding these risk category colors, when you see orange, it's numerous. When you see yellow, we think of as scattered. And when you see green, isolated, we do have an area for numerous severe storms right now in parts of Iowa and back towards, say, Nebraska. Sioux City, Iowa, Fort Dodge, Omaha also has the potential for numerous severe storms right now through 8 o'clock tomorrow, as can some of the areas surrounding them. Head up toward New England, it's Vermont, upstate New York. They could have some severe weather even around Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse. If you're in the military, you have family in Raleigh, Charlotte, Columbia. They're still watching Atlanta between now and 8 o'clock tomorrow. But the risk for rain doesn't necessarily going to show up here. This just shows you where the severity was to be. And we already had, to be fair, we already had a severe thunderstorm that was outside of this box because we had one for the Isle of Wight, city of Suffolk, from basically 10 to 7 that ran till 7:30. So clearly, they don't always line up. There is a wiggle room of error. Sometimes it happens. But that's where the severe weather risk outlook has been presented. And then you look at tomorrow, the areas from Chicago, Detroit, Kansas City could have scattered severe storms, as could Omaha, Nebraska, North Texas, and even Denver, Minneapolis, and then down towards Charlotte, Columbia, Roanoke. If you're catching a flight in or out of any of these airports, you might have some slowdowns potentially. But again, no severe weather threat here. We go into Saturday. The one yellow spot looks like it's in Michigan. It would be Kalamazoo, Detroit, and Toledo, where we have maybe some isolated severe storms in Texas, Oklahoma, and parts of Missouri. But Saturday, I have only a 30% chance of rain, and I think it looks pretty good all in all, looking at this overall. I got some other notes. I don't know if these are notes. Will these come through? Maybe they will. Let's see if I send it. This is more of Damien. He's laughing. I think he likes the fact that he's figured out a way to get his picture on there. And I'm encouraging all of you, if you want to communicate, share with me during the live stream, because I'm almost done here, about 8:12. I want to be able to magnify your voice, and even if it is a funny one, like Damien's got a great sense of humor. I love the fact he's got a great sense of humor. By the way, our future cast shows this, right? It's suggesting still some more rain. We're going to look at the actual radar now in a moment, but it looks like it's over Ahoskie. Looks like it's around Williamsburg, and this is 9 o'clock. Let's put this into motion. 9:30. There's still somewhere around Exmoor, maybe around Cape Charles. This is 11 o'clock tonight. It extends back to Williamsburg. So if you've had a lot of rain recently, this is only going to aggravate the situation, make it worse, where some standing water might be lingering. So just exercise some caution. We head into 7 a.m. tomorrow. There's nothing. Tomorrow morning, with the loss of the heat and the sun's down, we'll have a quiet start, maybe a few sprinkles that develop during the mid part of the day. Here's 12 noon, a couple of showers in Virginia Beach, but watch Chesapeake. If I'm not mistaken, this is the area. Yeah, Virginia Beach at 1. Oh, there it is, 4 o'clock. Let me take this full screen because this is important. If you get a lot of rain like this in one spot, this is why I said those European models and some of the rainfall forecast, future rainfall forecast products have some limitations. They're not going to necessarily detect the 1 inch of rain in red that's falling right over Chesapeake Greenbrier. It may land there, but it may land someplace else in Hampton Roads. Maybe it extends up back toward I-95. But my only point is to just know that keep an eye to the sky. There's a 60% chance of rain tomorrow. 11 o'clock, you're going to find most of this rain is trying to get out. 7 a.m. Saturday looks great to start. If you're heading to the beach, you'll enjoy most of it, if not the entire morning, rain-free. By the afternoon, 30% chance most of it looks like it's in the Franklin, Ahoskie area to the west. So maybe it's mostly west of the city of Suffolk, because by 4 o'clock Saturday, right until about 11 o'clock Saturday, there's nothing left. Nothing left, so it fades away, and so on. Life goes on pretty good. Friday morning, tomorrow morning, we're in the low to mid 70s. That's where I expect to be. North Carolina 76, Peninsula 73, Southside 74, and with a high tomorrow of 89 in Suffolk, 88 for Elizabeth City. I think we have a good chance to get to 84 for Virginia Beach. I've got us at 90 for Norfolk. Again, assuming those storms don't affect the airport, we have a good shot at least getting into the upper 80s for the last workday week, this being Friday. Friday afternoon, 90 for the south side, 87 peninsulas, 89 in North Carolina. Here's your first warning. WTKR News 3 7-day forecast, 90, 90, 90, pretty easy. And then there's that block of time, I tried to allude to it a moment ago, where this block of time is from Monday to Wednesday, right? I've got now a 60% chance. There's 1, 2, and 3. 3 blocks of 60 where we could have a slow-moving system, and we could be doing this all over again. You say, how is that possible? Well, these systems, sometimes they come in and they don't move, or there's nothing to kick it out. So we have the potential next week to watch Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for the potential for more flooding. And again, with the overnight lows still in the mid-70s, it's going to still feel pretty humid, very sticky, and when it rains, it pours. It's just part of the function. It's a direct correlation when it's very humid and you got lows in the. This is what I want to see drop by the 19th and 20th of July. I would hope we could get in the mid to upper 60s for lows, but as long as they're in the mid 70s, it's going to be same old, the same day, like Groundhog Day each and every day. By the way, I got some great pictures to share with you as we round out the happy shots here. First landing fireworks. Yes, those are fireworks. That is not a sunset. I believe those are fireworks. And thank you, Sean, for sharing that with us. Beautiful picture from first landing. And if you're new to the area, if you've been around Scott Creek, this is what it looked like over Portsmouth not too long ago. Thank you, Deanne, for sharing this great photo with us. We'll love this. And I believe one of our WTKR photographers from our Facebook group, Katrina Gay, shared this with us a little earlier from James River Sunset a couple days back. But I'd love being able to see them, and they're awesome to see here at this time. By the way, 7-day forecast again on your screen. Wanted you to be able to see it. One more step, let me take us back to the satellite radar. So we're going to end the way we started, which was flash flooding concerns. And right now, we still have a concern for Dare County until 9 o'clock tonight. This is the area that we have to watch very closely, because clearly what's happening now is, that the amount of rain we've had so far is making matters worse. So I put this in motion for the last 60 minutes over the last hour. Hopefully that'll come through. There it goes. And so you can see the one area over Roanoke Island, it also includes Nags Head, would be under the flash flood warning until 9 o'clock. If you're in this area, please let me know. I got a note from Yolanda, very kind, complimentary words. I want to share them with you. Thank you. She says, thank you for the weather update, Yolanda. My pleasure. Appreciate. Like I said, this is an experiment. Nobody knows. Nobody really knows. Maybe you could base it on the views, but I just want to know if I can be able to serve you in this way. Some of us are watching TV. Some people look at their phone. Some people look at a website. Some people look at an app. I'm just trying to make it simple, and I do appreciate your help and your participation. And I hope that you will take advantage of this 50% off Marco's Pizza, because they wanted everybody to have that promo code. It's better than a coupon to go to 50% off this week. So you have till Saturday. So if your pizza night's tomorrow night, you could still use it. If it's a Saturday night, you can use it as well. That TKR 50 is all you have to do at the checkout. So barcos.com to check it out. Anyway, thank you so much for your time this evening. As I mentioned, just a programming note. To come back over here, I think I'm on this side. Yep, just a programming note. I'm going to be working this Saturday and Sunday on the TV side, so that means I won't be Monday and Tuesday. It's kind of like shuffling the deck of cards, but I will have a half week. I'll be back on Wednesday and Thursday next week. We're giving away more pizza. We're just trying to build this from the ground up. Anyway, don't forget, doesn't matter if the weather is sunny or if it's serious. Every day is a gift. Every day is a gift, so make the most of it in your neighborhood. See you next time.